Got 2 rows of Tucsons. Look at them all here, man. But I got 2 rows that I'm going to get done, and it's this row and this row. I've got the camera zoomed where you can't see the very first piece, so I'm going to get it out here. It's the tiniest little slip joint you ever seen. Maybe not the tiniest, but it's going to be one of the tiniest. And it's a TS257. It's got a nice fuller on both sides. Look at that walk and talk on that little dude. Yeah, an M390. It's a Wong design. G10 M390. And the thing is just stunning. Wonderful. Look at that walk and talk. Do you see how snappy that was? Come on, man. I mean, it's exquisite. When these came out, this thing's so nice. I wish I would have bought 10 of them. I mean, what an incredible, wonderful gift knife this would be. It's got a full 3-finger grip. The fourth grip will lock it up. I mean, it's not like you're going to do heavy work with a knife this small. I mean, it's tiny. It barely fits in my palm. But it is so good. Yeah. Yeah. Some of these, when I think about them, I go, man, should I have bought a bunch of these? But this is a TS257. Yeah. Very cool. Very desirable knife. Yep. Nice one to start the next 2 rows off with. Let's get to the next one. This is the TS190. I believe this is also called the Cobra. It's night morning design, M390 steel, full titanium, wonderful milling on the scales, on the pocket clip. Yeah, beautiful knife. And action. I mean, if you're watching these 2 rows of Tucson videos, it's easy to forget about like one knife. I do a review on one knife. But if you watch these 2 rows of Tucsons, one of the things that you have to be picking up on is the action on these knives is consistently excellent. Like man, they know what they're doing. I'm telling you. Yeah, this thing is a wonderful knife. Excellent materials, fit and finish, ergonomics. This thing in hand. I mean, it's got a big fat belly blade design. That's maybe not for everybody, but oh goodness, it's a good piece. Yep, TS190. Next. Oh, look at this thing. It's unique. This is a TS351, and it's in 14C28 and stonewash steel blade. And look at the titanium scales on this thing. The backspacer lends to the wave effect that was milled into these scales. Super lightweight, and it's because all this milling. Like they've just milled all this down. But even the pocket clip emulates the wave theme in this piece. Yeah, TS351. Look at the action on it. Again, nice jimping on the flipper tab. Positive lockup with the finger, and whoop. The ergonomics on this knife, I mean, it's not just show. This is show and go. The ergonomics on this knife is super comfortable in hand. Wonderful finger guard. Creates a very confident grip. The reverse grip is nice. And then this Pakal grip right here, this power hammer grip, wonderful. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those that I had to get one because of the form nature of this knife. Looking at it, being a Tucson collector, I'm like, yeah, I got to get one of those. It's just unique. But then I put it in hand, and the function of it surprised me. It's form and function. Yeah, this thing works. Yep. TS351, 14C28N, and titanium, raw titanium. Very nice. Next, look at this behemoth. This is a newer piece. This is a TS416 in D2 steel. Look at the sheer size of this thing. Big, tall, flat grind blade. Not everybody's going to dig the color pattern, but what I do want to point out is that it's got titanium scales that have been milled to take these inserts and it's one scale, and each of these have been individually milled to shadow box down into that scale, both sides. And look at the fitment. No gaps, no flaws. It's done wonderfully. Beautiful big titanium pocket clip. And of course, yeah, action to go with it. Thumb flick, Spidey flick. Yeah, wonderful in hand. Big knife. This is definitely a large knife. Yeah, all the grips work on this. I dig it. What a beast, right? Look at this thing. TS414 D2 steel, titanium, and then it's got these G10 inserts. Very cool. Next. Okay, better late than never, but I adjusted my camera angle. I kept bumping into the camera, so I was a little low. Look at this wonderful little dude. This is a TS426, another newer piece. Front flipper only. Look at that. It's got micarta, titanium. It's a night morning design. It's a TS143 in D2. I say it's newer, but I say it's newer because I only remember seeing this thing this last year. And so I think this is an example of one that they went back and snatched up this old number, this TS143 number. I think it's a newer model. Now, somebody feel free to correct me, man, because I don't know. Hollow grind, compound grind, beautiful little blade on this. I mean, this thing, no pocket clip. So it probably would be the reason why this thing maybe didn't grab a lot of traction, because people want a pocket clip. But man, is it a cool little knife. Very comfortable in hand. Excellent ergonomics. I can get almost a four-finger grip on it. Like my pinky's on there. I don't feel like I'm at risk of coming off the end of it. Like it feels good in hand. I can get a pretty good reverse grip on there. And then this, I'm stretching it. Yep. Good action. You know, it's good for a little knife, because what happens with these little knives, they just don't have enough mass in the blade to run really well. But this one, I mean, it's definitely hydraulic and smooth. And they moved the logo to the frame. How cool is that? Lots of milling design work in the micarta and the titanium. Yeah, pretty cool. TS143. Next, got a TS209. This is another newer model that's reusing an older number, Jelly Jerry design, D2 steel. Look at this. Is this? I think when I reviewed this knife, I begged the question if this was Yosemite Sam's knife, right? Pretty cool. Very comfortable in hand. It's one of those things that I think looking at the knife, I personally kind of go, I don't know, man, maybe over the top a little bit. But man, when you in hand, this thing is so comfortable. It's wonderful. Wonderful milling on all of the titanium. Get up there and get a shot of that. And it's deep enough that you can feel that. Like on all the grippy spots, it's grippy because of all that milling. Yeah, very nice. Um, Milling in the G10 as well, the G10 insert. Titanium scales. Look at the action. This thing's a guillotine. Take your finger off. Spidey flick. Thumb flick. Yeah, pretty cool. TS4. Did I lose my way? This is a TS209 D2. Yep. Next, got a TS471. This is definitely a newer knife. Got a little rash of newer pieces here. Yep. TS471, 14C28N, stonewashed, titanium. And then somebody told me these are control buttons for Nintendo or something. I don't know. G10 inlay, pretty cool knife though. Really nice ergonomics, very comfortable, excellent blade shape, good blade steel with that 14C. I mean, all in all, it's a really nice pocket knife. I can spidey flick it. I can thumb flick it, getting in that fuller. Yep. And then it's got a back flipper that is excellent. It's a low profile, doesn't stick out from the knife. It's just at the top. I like this kind of back flipper. Yep. And then it's got a front flipper. Yeah, this thing's got a lot going on, and it nails it. Hits in all cylinders. Yep. TS471, and it's a newer model. Next, this is another newer model. This is a TS426. Look at this thing. This is I hadn't seen a design from Tepe in a while, but this is a Tepe design. This is a TS426, and this is number 99, and it's in N690 steel. Tepe numbers all of his stuff. Pretty cool. So I've had a couple of these. I've had the anodized version that I if I haven't already, it's going to be purged. I purged out the anodized version and I kept this plain titanium version. Um, and I really like this knife. Which, I'm kind of biased. I'm a Tepe fan. I like his designs. Excellent flipper tab on the back. Nice jimping, sharp, very bitey. Really nice little clip point blade. Yep. Excellent reverse grip. Not so much here. Yeah, very cool little knife. Excellent action. Mm-hmm. One more time. What we got? Tepe design. TS428. And it's numbered. I believe it says number 99. And then it's N690 steel. Pretty cool. Next. This is similar to that knife, but this one's a little old school. This is a TS75. D2 steel, night morning design. It's got G10, full titanium, and then I've got another knife that runs opposites, but if you notice, this one's opposites. G10 insert, titanium scale, G10 scale, titanium insert. Pretty cool. I mean, it's just having fun with it, and I like it. The other opposite design knife I have is extremely cool, and wonderful flipper tab, combat jimping on it, so it really bites. Makes it pretty reliable to get that blade open. Compound grind, wonderful tip. Yeah, very cool. Titanium pocket clip, G10 backspacer, and good action. Yeah, nifty. Old school design, TS75, D2 titanium G10. Very cool. Next, this is a TS414, and D2 steel. This is a Wong design, and I'm here to tell you this is one of my favorite Tucson knives. It's fairly new. Came out definitely this last year. It's got this ceramic ball retained pocket clip, but titanium scales, and then it's got titanium liners, and then G10 scales over the top. Titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip. Pardon me. Very lightweight, very comfortable knife. It's only the front flipper to get in it. Very intuitive. But this as just like a daily EDC pocket knife, like, what am I thinking? Like a light utilitarian pocket knife. This thing, it feels so good in hand, very comfortable, just the right thickness, the right grip created by these cutouts. I can feel that in my hand, And then that blade, it is a wonderful medium little pocket knife. Yeah, it's one of my absolute favorites. TS414 D2 steel. So I think I've got one of these somewheres on the bench over here, new, that I'm gonna purplefy. I'm gonna I'm gonna really try to like almost black purple that scale and see what I think of it. Yep, pretty cool. Really like that one. Let's get this next row. Next, another old school. This is a TS. Oh, I went the wrong way again. We're going down here. Yeah, look at this thing. This is a TS444, and this is in their proprietary YJ01-V1 steel, night morning design. TS444. Look at the milling, and then this is the anodized version, and I almost got the non-anodized version, but I got to be honest, this milling in here, this knife is so grippy that I didn't see the purpose in not just keeping the color version, because it's the thing that I'm not happy about with most anodizing is they polish the knife and then they anodize it and it makes it slick. Well, this knife is so grippy, it's not even funny. This back flipper, very snappy. Beautiful blade, deep belly, excellent for slicing. Yeah, this knife is really cool, really lightweight. The blade is, this thing's blade heavy, which feels really good in the hand. The weight is out the front of this knife. And yeah, I like this knife quite a bit. Let's look at it one more time. The TS444 and the YJ01 steel. I wonder if I can spidey flick it. I don't. Oh yeah, there it is. Just gotta try it, man. Don't be negative. All right, next. This is a TS473, another new model. Lots of new models on this side. This is a 14C28N, stonewashed. Titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, and then it's got the carbon fiber inserts. This reminds me of the 380. Very similar in the handle, very confident grip, nice jimping on the spine, nice thumb studs. It's got all day action. This thing is so smooth. Looks like I could slow roll that out there. Very snappy, spidey flick. Yeah, wonderful. Excellent reverse grip. Nice little self-defense piece right here. Beautiful. Oh, the action. Butter. Melted butter. Yeah, come on. Next. All right. So this is a TS433, I believe. Yeah. K110 steel, stonewash, big, tall, flat grind blade. And it's got their proprietary, it's not proprietary, what they call their, I don't know. Should I look it up so that I can answer what that lock is? They call it something. But this one was one of the first models that came out with this lock for them, and I believe it's on washers. Now, I did disassemble it and polish all that up, and it does run, but it's not great. It's not horrible, but it's like a B minus or a C action on these washers. It's not great. It hangs up. I think they were figuring things out with this one. It's got these pay scales, whatever you want to call them, PI, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer, and if I'm purposeful with that action, it'll go every time. Just got to be purposeful. I can't count on the action to be refined. I have to treat it like it's unrefined action. I have to bully it. Makes sense? But if I do that, I mean, and as far as, you know, comfortable, the knife is super comfortable in hand. Yeah, TS433, K110, PEI inserts on top of titanium scales. Next, got a button lock here. Look at this thing. This is a TS409, and it's in D2. This is number 5. Come on, man. Keano. It's a number 5 knife. I also have this knife in M390, but I couldn't bring myself to get rid of the number 5 knife. It's just too low. It's not that it's worth anything. I mean, if it was the number 1, maybe it would have some intrinsic value. Like people would pay an extra $20 for it or something because it's number 1. Number 5 probably means absolutely nothing, but to me, it was enough to make me keep it. But pretty cool knife. It's got wonderful milling in these scales. Excellent deep carry pocket clip. I mean, I really like that minimalistic pocket clip. And then the button action on it, it's really smooth, wonderful. The flick, the thumb flick, excellent. The Spidey flick, excellent. And then the ergonomics. It's got like combat jimping on the spine. And yeah, I can run this knife any way I want. Yeah, very nice knife. Keano, the designer, like there was a rash of his designs that hit Tucson, maybe spring of 24, fall of 23. I'm not sure. But yeah, I've got the M390 version around here somewhere too. But yeah, very nice button lock. Very cool. Next, this is, come on, come on. This is a TS51 M390 steel, non-anodized version. I've got the anodized version too. I think I purged it. If I haven't already, then it is set to be purged. It'll hit the sale list. But yeah, very cool knife. Got it like a swayback design on it. Man, in hand, golly, is this thing comfortable. That blade, that shape. Look at that action. Excellent jimping on the flipper tab. It's combat jimping. You put your finger in it, there's only one thing that can happen is that blade's gotta open. Yeah, wonderful. Guillotine action. That thing will drop on your fingers. You got to get your fingers out of the way. Oop, there it goes. Yeah, TS51, very cool. And listen, I liked the first one I had. Unfortunately, they polished it up to anodize it. It was just slick. So when I had a chance to get this non-anodized version, I had to get it. Next, here's another new one. Look at this thing. Come on, man. TS355 and D2. This is a Wong design. Titanium with G10, I don't know, little inserts on it. Wonderful milling in the titanium. And what a cool karambit, right? Look at this. Combat jimping on the spine. What a platform for the thumb to go here with this knife. But it'll also go here. Excellent platform for the thumb for a traditional karambit grip. And yep, I can power grip this for a Pakal grip. Coming backwards with this thing. Wonderful. What a cool knife. The thumb studs work really well on this as well. Thumb flick. Spidey flick. Back flipper. Yeah. This thing's pretty nice. TS355. Next. This is, I believe this thing's pretty old. TS17. Yes. This one was an upgrade for me. This is a TS17 M390 steel. My original one was in D2, but they re-released this in M390. So yeah, I had to get one. It's a cool enough piece that, man, if I could put it in with the super steel, I definitely wanted to do it. Very comfortable in hand, recurve, compound grind. What a cool piece. TS17, nice reverse grip. Yeah, excellent. You know, this thing, look at the milling. It's got this fine milling all over everything, including the pocket clip. The flats are smooth, but then the milling's down in the valleys. See it? Very cool. TS17, 3 left. So yeah, this is the TS428 and 690, and it's got their acrylic scales. How cool is that? And I mean, I know that this isn't a lot of people's cup of tea, but I like it. Yeah, I think it's very cool. Now, if you carry this in your pocket every day, I don't know how tough that is, or how easy it is to scratch it up. And if you did scratch it up, how hard would it be to hit it with light sandpaper and then polish it back out? I don't know. I just know it's pretty cool. Very cool model. Nice blade shape. I dig it. Yep. N690 steel, stone washed. Liners, steel liners, all skeletonized. Very light knife. Super comfortable in hand. Look at this choke up spot here. Yeah, it's just cool knife, man. They did this right. TS428, Wong design. Very cool. 2 left. Second to last, but not least. Look at this one. Yeah, this was one, I was really stunned how much I liked this knife once I got it in hand. It's a TS340, and this one's also in N690 steel. This is a Jelly Jerry design. And I know looking at this knife prior to receiving it, I wasn't that big of a fan. I thought, yeah, I got to get one if I can at the right price, get it in the collection. But looking at it, I just thought, I don't think that's really me. Full titanium liners, titanium backspacer, titanium pocket clip, and then it's got these really nice carbon fiber inserts on top that kind of, in essence, create the titanium bolster look on it. But look at the action on this thing. And then what I found out was the action is crazy snappy. Look, this back flipper, I mean, it feels assisted. Just really flies out there. And then I can spidey flick it with the best of them. Thumb flick it. And the ergonomics here in hand, the best thing I can tell you, it's kind of pistol gripish. It sort of feels like that. Sort of feels like a pistol grip. Wonderful jimping on the spine. And then surely that's intentional jimping up there to use it this way, to really create a strong platform for the finger, the index finger, to put pressure down on the blade, slicing that way. Very, very cool knife. Really surprised me once I got it in hand. I didn't think much of it prior, but man, once I put it in hand, I'm a fan. Yep. TS340 in N690, titanium carbon fiber. And then definitely last but not least, got an old school here. This is a TS22, night morning design, D2 steel, titanium scales, titanium pocket clip, titanium backspacer, and then it's got this, I believe it's a G10 insert right there that's roughed up. And really nice in hand, wonderful blade shape. Reminds me of the TS50, which I would love to get one of those in titanium, but no such luck yet. But it's definitely on the list. Yeah, TS22. And of course, even look, this early model way back, look at the action on it. Wonderful. Yeah, very cool knife, the TS22. And I'm pretty sure it was knives like this in the beginning that really helped Tucson create some momentum. If you were a knife person back when these started dropping, how could you ignore this? I mean, the only way to ignore this would be, oh, I'm not buying from China, which there's still that group, I'm not, okay. Listen, everybody's got to make their own decisions, but I'm simply saying that when this dropped, there was a whole bunch of momentum being created because you couldn't help but look at this and say, man, that's worth giving that knife a try, which my guess is when this knife dropped, it was probably way less than $50 when these were hitting. Come on. All right, y'all. That's the last one for these 2 rows. I appreciate y'all watching. And watch, we still have a few rows left in the 2 rows of Tucson series. So stay tuned. Appreciate y'all watching.